Good morning, everyone. How are you today?
Wet.
Wet, yes. I'm sorry the mayor's staff hasn't come up with anything that promises to be very successful with regard to changing the weather. So please have a seat and relax a little bit here. You know, we're talking about good government, and we're talking about good community organizations here today, and with respect to great community organizations and good government, they both consist in their best form in a mode that listens and responds and looks for opportunities to bring people together to make our community better. Our community is clearly strongest when we're all working together to find solutions and meet challenges. Both of the two announcements that we have this morning represent city and community efforts to get people involved in determining what is going well in Lincoln and to generate ideas with respect to what we can do better. First, let me talk about the City of Lincoln survey. A hallmark of a successful business or organization is a commitment to continuous improvement. And I might even say for myself, I think that's almost the quintessential definition of an American, a person dedicated and committed to continuous improvement. In any event, city government should be no different than the private sector. That's the philosophy behind our Taking Charge Customer Satisfaction Survey. By asking those we serve to evaluate city services and city needs, we can assess the impact of our efforts and determine those strategies that are likely to make us more successful. The survey is designed to get your opinion, the public opinion, on a number of city services. How the snow is removed, for example, or city parks being well maintained, are the library services meeting your needs? And do the city employees treat individuals in the public with respect? The survey also addresses perceptions of various city issues. Is our city planning adequate to promote growth and development while still protecting neighborhoods? Does Lincoln have a good employment climate? Do you face traffic issues in your neighborhood? We've tried to maintain consistency in the questions asked over the years as we determine, so we can determine if attitudes are changing over time. Consistency in the question allows us to see if problems are developing or if we are indeed improving in areas. Transportation, parks and recreation, local economic development, neighborhood life, public safety, libraries, healthy behavior, sustainability, and trust in local government are all topics covered by this survey. The data from the survey helps departments receive the critical feedback that they need to improve their respective programs. City staff learns and adjusts based on the opinions of our customer service. Comparing data from this survey with the two previous surveys done in 2010 and 2012 also help us identify emerging concerns and whether some areas of town feel underserved. In the coming weeks, I urge every citizen to take a few minutes out of their busy days and take the survey. There are actually 3 different ways you can participate. The first way is to complete a mailed version of the survey. We will be mailing surveys to randomly selected households, a technique that allows us to generalize the results to the larger public. In other words, if 90% of people surveyed indicated they feel safe in our neighborhood, in their neighborhood, we can assume that a similar percentage would give the same answer if every Lincoln resident was asked that question. Some people refer to this as a scientifically valid survey, although the Public Policy Center encourages us to refer to it as a random sample survey. Right, Lisa? In our first customer satisfaction survey in 2012, we obtained responses actually by telephone. We started using a mailed version for two reasons. First, it's considerably cheaper, saving us several $1,000s. Second, it is a more inclusive process because not all residents have landline phones. Sometimes phone surveys exclude younger adults and low-income people. The mailed survey solves this problem. The mailed survey takes longer to complete than the phone survey, so we anticipate, in this respect, having results from that mailed survey by the end of August. The second way to participate is by taking the survey online. Anyone in the city can complete the survey by going to lincoln.ne.gov. The online survey responses will be analyzed separately from the mailed version to protect the generalized projections of the results. However, you can be sure that we will be looking at all of the answers that are offered, whether they come in from the random sample or the online survey. The final way to participate is by joining a new online discussion component to the survey through My Sidewalk, an upgrade of the city's MindMixer public engagement tool. At lincoln.mysidewalk.com, residents can engage with each other on topics covered by the survey. New topics will be introduced every Monday for the next 4 weeks. The Taking Charge Lincoln Customer Satisfaction Survey is a tribute, another tribute to intergovernmental partnership and cooperation, as has been the case for all of our past surveys. The University of Nebraska Public Policy Center is leading the effort. The PPC has developed the survey instrument and will do the data analysis. Our long relationship with the Public Policy Center has been what has created the Taking Charge public engagement process. And together, we're actually getting considerable national attention for how we're reaching out to you, the public, our bosses here in Lincoln. We're grateful for the center's continued involvement with the city. The university's Bureau of Sociological Research is handling the data collection. They will ensure that we reach the number of surveys we need and that we observe the appropriate research practices in gathering the information. We will start mailing surveys by the end of this week. We hope people will keep an eye out for the envelope from the Bureau of Sociological Research. If one is received, please help us ensure a wide range of participation by having the adult in the household who has the most recent birthday take a few minutes and fill out the survey. It will be doing an important service for the community, as citizen opinions will help the city council and the mayor improve the quality of our city services and respond to citizen needs. City government has to be willing to look in the mirror from time to time and take that unflinching look at what is staring back. We must be willing to confront and change those things that aren't working as well as the citizens would like. Sometimes the answers are hard to face, but City Hall is obligated not to shy away from a review of our performance. To be the best organization we can be, we have to listen to our customers, who indeed are the citizens of this great city. That's why it's so important for the public to take the survey and to tell us how we're doing. It's your city and your opportunity to help keep Lincoln strong and vibrant. With that, with us today is Lisa Pitlick-Zillig from the Public Policy Center, and she is here to go through the survey and answer questions you may have on the structure of the survey. Welcome one more time, Lisa.
Thank you. So Mayor Beitler listed a lot of the categories, and they are the same as the last time this was administered and the time before that. But so mostly I can answer any questions. Again, it includes things like a general quality of life set of questions, parks and recreations, neighborhood, libraries, Star Tran, or public transportation in general. And then there's, as usual, there's some general questions about air quality, or actually that's environment and sustainability, but general questions like about trust and confidence in government and some of the messages that they've tried to get out, like what you know about the city and how knowledgeable you feel about how the city works. There's also, as usual, a place for comments. We very much welcome open-ended comments, and we always include all of them in our appendix at the end of the report so that the city can read them, and I assure you they do read them because then they talk with us about, you know, what people have said. So beyond that, are there any other questions?
You just talk about why these categories are so important: libraries, parks and recreation, neighborhoods, and environmental. Why these categories made it on the survey.
Okay, and Rick might be able to answer this better, but it's actually based on, as mentioned, this is a multi-year project, and at the very beginning, the city had brought together focus groups and many town hall meetings and so on to try to kind of break up into categories the various public services. Some of them I think map right onto departments, but others of them have been kind of prioritized in terms of what specific services the city or the residents prioritize above others.
And based on the previous years, are there any categories that will get a little bit more attention in the results this year?
So typically we save the extra attention stuff for the times when we have the public engagements that we do face-to-face so that we can actually discuss things. This is the purpose of this survey is a little different. It's actually to provide a broad overview of every category of every set of services that the city does.
Is there anything that maybe didn't rate as well in previous years that those results will be extra important this time?
That's probably a better input from the city on that.
Well, I mean, the results are important every time. Obviously, if we continue to do well in certain areas, it reaffirms what we're doing. And if we see things deteriorating and how people perceive certain areas, we will definitely pay more attention to that.
Here, good to my please, but what areas are you seeing people seem to get the most excited about, like right away? They seem to come in pretty quickly. You see certain areas that just seem to pop out?
Well, these days, of course, we're all concerned about our roads. We're all, the administration as well as the people of the city are, I think, focused on how to improve our roads. I think that's the one thing that comes out right away in terms of recent times in the city and what people are worried about.
And we do see some patterns year after year. For example, people always rate safety and security highest. Sometimes we've tried to kind of reframe the question to find out if that was just because it's generally important or because they think there's need for improvement in that area. And our general sense is that's just what people think is generally important year after year because we all want to be safe and secure. But it wasn't the highest in terms of need for improvement, for example.
Well, I noticed because I knew that safety and security is always like a #1 concern, and maybe you can't tease out issues, but there's not a whole lot of questions relating to safety and security.
May I get that one?
Sure.
I'm Rick Hoppy, I'm Mayor Beitler's Chief of Staff. it's important to understand that we're doing this because we want to derive performance data to improve that performance, okay? In something like safety and security, you have data that's available, like the crime rate, that gives you an idea of how effective you are. But in services like parks and recreation, libraries, and the bus, it's much more a function of the satisfaction of the people that actually using the service or information on why they're not using the service. And that's why the questions tend to center around those type of issues more than things like safety and security, because we have data available that we can measure that performance outside of the survey.
On the last survey, what was the category that got the most attention after? Or that had the most need for improvement?
I haven't looked back at the last survey, so I can't accurately answer that question, but if you stop back in the office, we can dig that up for you.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? You good?
Okay, next group, forward march.
Who is the person with the closest birthday in your household, Nancy?
Does it have to be the past, or can it be the closest?
The closest, past or future?
Me.
All right.
You want a pin?
Do I want a pen? I have a pen and I forgot to put it on, but,
We've got a pin. We've got a pin.
all right.
Ask any All right, here we go.
Very good.
All right, you're set. Get it? You got it.
I think it'll stay on.
Good
won't
enough. There we go.
it? All right. Very good. Well, we want to talk about Prosper Lincoln now, and as you all know, that's an initiative of the Lincoln Community Foundation, led by our dear friend Barb Bartle. And the people assembled up here today are people who are going to be most responsible, probably, in several senses at least, with how this plays out and how the issues developed and how things are sorted through. I think you're all aware of the fact that Prosper Lincoln is a new effort to bring people together from different walks of life to create collective action for change. Again, it's led by the Lincoln Community Foundation. It has representation from all sectors of the community. Business leaders are working side by side with neighborhood leaders. Nonprofits and the faith community are sharing ideas. The city, the county, hello, Deb. And the school board are all working together on a common agenda. Prosper Lincoln's plan for action is based on data collected through the earlier effort of the Community Foundation, Lincoln Vital Signs. While the data points to Lincoln being a strong community overall, we do face challenges like other communities. The Vital Signs data has helped us determine areas of community focus, and those areas are youth success, that is, what can be done to make sure that children have access to basic needs and opportunities for career success. Economic prosperity, how can we cultivate a skilled workforce, foster entrepreneurial activity, and support efforts to attract and encourage young professionals. And the third area then is quality of life generally. How do we enhance our neighborhoods, provide cultural and recreational opportunities, and improve the health and well-being of the citizens of Lincoln? Now, we need your ideas on how to make progress in these three areas. The best ideas do not flow top-down generally. They emerge from the grassroots, where the people who live and work and recreate in Lincoln can give us their insights on how to make Lincoln even better. Prosper Lincoln is asking every Lincoln resident to go to the website, prosperlincoln.org, review the three areas of focus, and give us your ideas on how we can ensure youth are successful, our economy grows, and our community generally is strong and vibrant. And to that end, my part of today is to declare June 18th as Prosper Lincoln Day, to promote the effort and to encourage Lincoln residents to get involved. Barb is here, as I mentioned, and I'm going to present this to you and your group, and I'm sure you will want to make a few remarks. And I think I should not be the only one speaking for the public sector here today. I think Deb and Councilperson Larry and Gayla Baird would like to say, both would like to say a few words, right?
That'd be great.
Good. All right. Then I tell you what, I'm going to listen to what the three of you say so I don't change my mind about signing it. And then we'll sign it, okay?
All right.
All right.
All right. You want to go first, Larry? Sure.
Lincoln and so many of its people are thriving. I actually called the mayor's office the other day to get a list of all the top 10 lists we've made recently, and Diane told me if she would get it to me for sure, but I had to wait because she needed to update it with all the other top 10s we just made that week. Yet alongside all these successes, we face real challenges. And like so many cities across the country, our resources to address these challenges are limited. But one resource we do not lack is our people. And people in Lincoln are generous, caring, thoughtful, and hardworking. And we need every one of you to help us with this Prosper Lincoln initiative. We need your input if we are to overcome these challenges. Challenges like the growing number of our citizens who live in poverty. Too many people in Lincoln, too many children, know what poverty looks and feels like, and more should know prosperity. Prosper Lincoln is a bold effort to strategically and successfully utilize our resources to address these challenges. Prosper Lincoln seeks to ensure that our philanthropic, our public and private dollars are working together to address these challenges in smart ways. But first, however, we need to hear from you. We need your input and ideas, so please go to prosperlincoln.org and submit an idea that you think will help make Lincoln better. It can really make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Larianne. I think what makes Prosper Lincoln a unique undertaking is the groups that are represented here today and how hard the organization worked to make sure that every single sector was represented, whether it's the business sector or the governmental sector or the nonprofit sector or educational or medical. And so today I'm here along with Larianne representing the governmental sector, and I really want to reach out to our city and our county employees as well as our state employees. They are the people really that are on the front lines providing the services, working with those in need, working with those searching for jobs, looking for those, helping those looking for housing. So I want to encourage our employees to make sure that they take the time to go to the Prosper Lincoln website and share their ideas. Along that same line, we talk about Prosper Lincoln, but really we could say Prosper Lancaster County and even our surrounding counties, because we have so many people who drive into Lincoln for their job every day, whether it's for school or recreational opportunities or shopping opportunities, whatever it might be. And they as well want Lincoln to prosper. So I encourage all those different groups to take the opportunity to share their ideas, big or small. Thank you.
Good morning. I want to thank the mayor and the city council and the county for being such great partners. The Lincoln Community Foundation is so pleased to be able to be the backbone for this work, and that's what we are. We are just the cheerleaders, the pushers, but it's really about the community and everyone that lives in the community. So we're thrilled that this is Prosper Lincoln Day, and one message from all of us. I hope you've heard it by now from all four of us. Please go to the website, prosperlincoln.org, and submit your idea. And then one more thing, tell 10 people to do the same. Our goal is to get 2,000 ideas by July 1st, and we're halfway there. So thank you so much for your great support of Prosper Lincoln.
All right. Can they submit 2 ideas?
5 ideas.
If they're full of ideas? All right, let me sign this. You know, I don't think, I know, I have never signed a proclamation twice. I'm going to sign this one twice for emphasis.
Great. That's
All
great.
right. Neither one are legible.
Thank you,
Anyway,
Mary.
thank you, Bart, for
Thank
getting
you.
all this organized, and thank you all
Thank you,
for
everyone.
pitching in on this effort in a very big sort of way. Any questions?
For those without internet access, we do have cards available at all the Lincoln Public Libraries, as well as City County Building at the Community Foundation. So for those that don't have web access, there's still a multitude of other ways they can share their ideas.
Right, if they would like to call the Community Foundation, it's 402-474-2345, and we'll get a card to them.
Good to go? Thank you very much.
State the picture.
Great.
State picture.
All right, you want to, Robin? Or Diane, could you take a picture?
I did. It's just a phone picture.
Okay.
That's what mine's gonna be too.